Imagine this. You just closed a big new deal, but instead of the usual emailing contracts, chasing down signatures, waiting for client responses, it's all automated, nice and smooth in GoHighLevel. That power is at your fingertips right now with GoHighLevel's Documents and Contracts feature. So if you want to learn how to create, send, and track contracts, then stick around till the end of this video and I'll show you how to unleash the full power of GoHighLevel. So once you're in your account, you'll pretty much want to go right into the Payments tab and you'll find Documents and Contracts. Once you select that button, you'll be brought to the All Documents and Contracts section. And we're actually going to start in the Template section in just a second because mainly you want to create templates around contracts. But what I did want to show you is that towards the end of this video, we're not only going to again show you how to create the contracts, but how to automate them. How can you unleash the power of GoHighLevel's automation sections and workflows to really make the most out of contracts? But again, let's start with creating contracts. So if you created a contract right here, which you can, it would be used for one person. And usually you want to create a contract and automate it and use it multiple times, which is why you would create a template. So we'll go straight into the template section and we'll just go ahead and create a new template from scratch. You can see you've basically got a blank canvas where you could change the name. We could say, hey, this is my awesome new template. We can save the template and we can use the template. And so this is kind of like a Google Doc or something like that. And you want to add elements by hitting these buttons up here. And so GoHighLevel actually just 2 weeks ago released a new feature of being able to collect payments through contracts immediately after they sign as well. So we'll have a look at that button in just a second as well. But for now, let's start simple and let's say we want to have some text in our on our contract. We can just add and drag and drop that text over here, just like a page builder or like the email builder. And so this is, like I said, like the page or email builder, and just start dragging and dropping kind of things that you think, features that you think, or blocks that you think might be interesting for you and your business. Just drag and drop them over. But I would keep these contracts super simple. Start with a blank one like this, just send it over, get that signature. If you do want to get more fancy, the easiest and fanciest way to build contracts is probably to start with some sort of template within Canva. And so you can go to design in Canva right over here and just type in contract and you'll get a lot of contract designs, as you can see here, for different proposals, checklist. So if you want to get more branded and fancy, check out these templates right here. But if you just want to keep it simple and fast, which I love, kudos to you, then just go ahead and drag and drop things over here and you could say, hey, this is my awesome contract. And so obviously we do have the almighty and also powerful AI nowadays. So definitely use AI to create your contracts for you, at least that first draft. And so instead of writing, hey, this is my awesome contract and filling in the actual contract, you can use prompt AI just like I'm right here. And you can say, hey, I need an expert persona for contract AI that can help me create a business contract for any business and their specific use case. And boom. Prompt AI went ahead and created Contract AI, who looks at the business type and industry, the contract purpose, the key terms and conditions, responsibilities and obligations, confidentiality, termination of terms, dispute resolution, special clauses, and all that good stuff. And so you don't have to use all these bullet points that AI is suggesting right here to create your contract, but it is good to have inspiration around this. And so keep it simple. If you don't need any certain points of this, then you can just delete it. But if you want to keep it, just copy this code and you'll pretty much just want to open up a new chat, paste in that exact prompt. And then again, if you want to delete any of these points, you could, but really it's created in such a way that after you paste it in, you can just hit enter, and now you've got this ChatGPT expert AI persona that can help you create a contract for you and your use case. And so if you want access to the magical AI that I just showed you, then go ahead and click on my free community. It'll be the first link, gosmarterflow.com/community, and you can register completely for free, and you'll get access to my high-level onboarding, automation unleashed course, and this AI Unleashed system. This community is brand new. I'm kind of in the middle of launching it, so I'm going to rebrand this part right here. But if you want to learn more about that, you can pretty much just go to this three-step process and you can find the prompt for Prompt AI and understand the whole system, the AI system that I have pretty much once you watch these videos. But without getting distracted, let's go ahead and just see what Contract AI can create right here. And so I just told Contract AI that I want to show me what it can do and create a contract for an online coach that helps with eating disorders. And so now it's pretty much creating this input that it needs around these terms on its own, and it's just creating a first contract. So again, it's less about this, but I just wanted to inspire ideas that the combination of HighLevel plus AI is extremely, extremely powerful. So definitely give that a shot. And once you have this contract right here, you can pretty much just copy this. So we'll go ahead and just copy all of this, and we'll go back into HighLevel and we'll just paste it in and see what happens. And honestly, for a quick copy and paste, this does not look bad at all. And so now we've got a drafted contract, the first version. Again, I'm not saying this is optimal at all, but that's how fast and easy it can be to create a contract in HighLevel with the help of AI. So we'll go ahead and add elements. So you've got these blocks that will pretty much pre-populate with whatever it says right here. You can create page breaks and all that good stuff. And these fillable fields are actual things that you can fill in or the client can fill in. And so when it comes to filling in these fields, there's usually an order, a signing order, or a fillable order. So if you first want to send the contract actually to yourself, sign it yourself, and then send it to your client, you could definitely do that in HighLevel by creating a signing order. And we'll probably see that feature towards the end in just a bit. So let's say if we scroll down here, we need a signature. So we can go ahead and drag and drop that signature field right over here. And then on the right, you can see you can decide who does this have to be signed by. Does this have to be signed by yourself or by the contact? And so what I want you to understand here now is that we created this contract in the template section, and once we send it to a contact, these custom values, custom fields are filled with that specific contact's data. So if we, for example, go back over here and we put in a text field, let's just drag and drop that over, and this is a fillable text field. So if, for example, we go over here and we want to add some of the contact's data, we can easily do that and pull that in from the CRM directly into the contract without having to add it ourselves. And so we would take a normal text field, which we pretty much already have with this big text field that we created at the beginning, but you can, just drag and drop over a text field. And then instead of like coach's name, you could obviously create a custom field for your name or a custom value, and client's name right here, we can pretty much just replace this and then add, let's see, where is it at? Right here, custom values. And then we could say contact full name. And so you can kind of see, we'll just go ahead and leave that just like that. And we've got the contact name. So if we wanted to, for example, add the email of the contact, if we wanted to add the phone number of the contact, if we wanted to add their address or any other data that's specific to that contact, you can easily do that and auto-populate it in your contract, which is super powerful. And that's really the power of an all-in-one tool like HighLevel, is just having it all in one place and using custom fields, custom values, and automations like that to automate processes. If you want to learn more about custom fields and custom values and how they work in HighLevel, check out this video. I posted it 8 months ago and I explained the exact difference between the two, and it can just help, dive deeper into how to create custom fields, custom values, what the difference is, and how to make them populate here in the contract. But once we have that, I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into these fillable fields. So we've got the text field, we've got the signature. If you want a date populated on the contract, you can pull this over as well, and you can kind of, again, choose the size of these boxes right here, so it doesn't have to be huge or small. You can kind of adjust that as well. And then if we select the date, you could select the format, you could select which date to populate, today's date whenever they sign it, any other future or past date, so that's pretty cool. And then let's go ahead and check out the check boxes. Maybe you want to duplicate these check boxes and have like some sort of boxes that they check before they sign, so you can do that as well. And yeah, initials. Maybe you don't need a full signature, but after each paragraph within your contract, you just want them to add initials. Then you can just add these initials right here. Boom, boom, boom. So I wouldn't overcomplicate it. It's a simple contract. You will have proof that you signed it and that your client signed it right after, and you'll be able to download a PDF as well. So keep it simple at first, and then you can always make iterations and make it better and better. So by no means am I saying this is any sort of legal or perfect contract. Just for examples again, so we'll go ahead and delete this stuff right here that we added just a second ago by hitting this delete button. Wow, that has a lot of options right there as well. That looks pretty cool. And we'll drag and drop over the payment settings. So here we can enable payment right here. And once the payment is enabled in this section right here, direct payment and sending invoices, you can go back to add an element and you can find this product list. So with the help of this product list right here, this is where once you create a product in HighLevel, let me just show you where to do that under payments. And then pretty much products, you can either import existing products from Stripe or your payment processor, or you can just create a new product. And then once you create that product here, you can go back to this contract and you can add an item. You can select that product. Again, this is just a dummy account. So we've got 5 hours consulting services right here. That's this product right here. And we can add that item. And now we can actually collect payment with this contract, which is super crazy. And so play around with these, buttons that you have over here. So we could add some margin if we want to give it a little bit more space on the top or the bottom. But again, I would keep this all super simple. And then on the product level, you really want to decide, is this a one-time charge or a recurring charge? And yeah, just create that within the product. I wouldn't set it here. I would just create it in the product and I'll pull it in here automatically. But now that we've added a product here, let's test this out. Let's hit save. I actually did want to, we'll use one of these templates from within here, within Canva, and kind of show you that and put in the fillable fields here on the right. But I'm kind of liking this product right here, right now, or this contract. So just to finish the thought with Canva, let's hit share, and you would pretty much just download this contract. Let's download this current first page with this amazing giraffe. And then we'll go ahead and create a new contract within HighLevel so that we can import that. So again, I always recommend just create it as a template immediately. We'll hit new, and instead of a new template from scratch, what we just did, we'll upload a PDF. So we'll go ahead into downloads. And then you do have to make sure that it is a PDF, not a PNG. I made that mistake just a second ago, and we'll just upload it right from here. And so then again, if you do want to use this template and this PDF, you can easily drag and drop those fillable fields over and do all the editing in Canva. I do think HighLevel's templatized contract editor that we just did, it was pretty smooth. It's black and white. It's super simple. So start with that in AI. But once you want to brand it, you can definitely use a template like this. Again, I dragged and dropped and changed some things. And then you can just be like, hey, okay, to pay over time, rate of, this would then be a text field. Let's see. You would have to make this text field smaller though. And you can see it's kind of overlapping. And so now from here, we could add these text fields because these are easy to drag and drop around. So this one could be address, and we could just pop it in right here, just like this. And we would select the custom value contact full address, for example. And now it'll populate the full address. We can then also, let's just go ahead and duplicate this one right here. Oh, it's not letting, or maybe it did copy it. Nope, didn't let me copy. So we'll go ahead and get a new one, fillable text field, and we'll move it over here to parent. And again, if you don't have the field parent in your CRM yet, then go ahead and check out how to create custom fields. But what I want to show you now is if we go to custom values right here, we go to contact, we scroll all the way down to the bottom, we'll be brought to custom fields. And so these tabs that you see right here, those are the custom fields that you'll find in your CRM, because each custom field is grouped by a group, and you can edit and change the custom fields under settings. But if we go to contacts here real fast, and we go to my dummy contact that we're going to use to send this to in just a second, you can see that there's these groups: contact, general info, additional info, status update. And so if we go back into the other builder here, you can see that we have contact, general info, additional info, status update information. So those are those categories. And if you want to create a custom field that's parent, you can store it wherever you want. And as long as that contact has that field, you could just select it right here, and then it's here. Boom. And it'll automatically populate on the contract as parent if that's what you set it up as. So long story short, this entire contract could be completely personalized, customized, automated with that specific contact's data immediately once they sign the contract or once they pay or whatever, and then it can be sent. And so let's get more into that stuff. Let's go back into the original contract that I had set up. We'll go away from this PDF. And let's have a look at how to send it and how to create automations around that and jump into the actual workflow section. So once you've created a template, like the My New Template right here, we can hit these three dots and we could use the template from within here. So once you actually use the template, you can set the signing order and the recipients. So you could say, hey, I actually want Jonathan, JonnyTheNomad subscribe to sign it first, or I actually want to add another recipient. Let's say from Game of Thrones, we want Jon Snow. I was actually looking for Arya, but I couldn't find her. So let's say actually Jon Snow needs to sign this first before JonnyTheNomad subscribe. And so we could add recipients and drag and drop and change the signing order. So if you want to sign the contract before your client signs it, just add yourself, send it to yourself, sign it yourself. And then right after that, it'll automatically be sent to the client. For now, we'll just delete Jon Snow right here. And we've got all of this set up. And we could preview it. Let's see what these three dots do. We could mark it as complete, download the PDF, convert it to a template. Because now once you hit that send button, it's not a template anymore. It's under all documents. And so now since we're under all documents already, we could go ahead and just add my name, Jonathan, right here. We'll go ahead and hit save. And then last but not least, we'll go ahead and send it via email. And so once I send it via email, it'll use the email templates. I'll show you where to set that up in just a second. But you did see that we could also share it via link. So if for whatever reason the client's like, hey, didn't see it in my inbox, sorry, you can always get a link like this one, and it can be customized for your account and branded for your domain. So it could be link.yourdomain.com. And you can just copy and send it however else you want to send it. And so this is what I just got in my inbox. I've got, like this video, the sub account name, my new template, Jonathan received, and you can change this entire subject line and everything around this pretty much. And I'm going to show you where to do that in just a second. But I pretty much got this email, and this is just a standardized email. And then once you click on view the document, you pretty much are brought to the actual document signer. So this is what your clients are going to be seeing once they start signing the contract. And they can just click on start filling out, and then they'll be brought to all the fillable fields. So we could say, hey, fill in these initials with my initials right here, accept and sign, accept and sign, accept and sign. Then I need to check these boxes right here. And then I need to sign with my signature right here. Let's see, that's not working for whatever reason. I did set this to today's date, which is why only today's date is popping up right there. And don't ask me why. Let's see, let's hit next right here. Let's go through the entire process again. And I guess it's signed already. I don't know why it's kind of not working on that one. So now that I've signed here as well, we can hit next because we do have this product down here for $200. And let's see. Oh, it says select one at most here. So that is probably the problem. But now that I've only selected one right here, and that's a setting that you can set up while you create this as well, we can finish and complete payment. So it'll be interesting to see, how does this new payment processor within documents and contracts look within GoHighLevel? Because a lot of people, again, right after they sign a document or contract like this one, you want to receive the payment. And so you can see I'm brought to this invoice section right here. And the thing is, this is a demo account, so I don't have a payment processor set up for this account. But pretty much within this invoice section right here, you would have a credit card field where you could put in your credit card details and pay for these $200 immediately. Again, I just can't display it because I don't have a payment processor connected. So definitely make sure you connect NMI, authorized.net, Stripe, PayPal, whatever it might be, so that you can collect payments through GoHighLevel as well. And if we go back into the all documents and contracts section right here, you'll be able to see which contracts are drafted, which ones are waiting for others, which ones are completed, like the one that I just did, and what kind of payments do we have, and what is the status of that payment. So from within here, you can go into the settings tab and you can set up customer notifications that your contact will receive, team notifications that are internal to yourself and your team, and then we've got some product invoicing settings for the payments here as well. And so all of this, it's cool, it's easy, but you can definitely build this out within workflows, and we'll have a look in how to actually personalize this and do it all within one workflow. Because if you understand the power of workflows and how to build this out within workflows, that is the next level, and it's going to give you so much freedom and flexibility in automating and building your business in GoHighLevel. So we can see it pulled the email subject line from right here, and you can use this default template, but you can also go into emails, marketing, and create whatever type of template that you want and kind of replace this templatized experience that we had right here with a simpler or more advanced or a more branded template as well. And you would just select that email template from right here. And so you can receive notifications once the document is signed. So pretty much just play around with these settings. Again, this is fast and easy to set up like this. But honestly, it's a lot more powerful if you go into the automation section and you just build it out yourself. And so if you're one of my clients and you use GoHighLevel through myself, or if you're thinking of switching to my version of GoHighLevel and getting access to all of these automations and workflows that you see right now, then you can easily go into the invoicing and checkout pages folder right here, and you see that we've got pre-configured workflows around when a contract is sent, when an invoice is sent. And what I want you to do is when an invoice is sent or when an invoice is paid, you can easily just go ahead and duplicate these workflows and create a copy, because I think these are a great foundation for contract signing as well. So if we go into this copy of when an invoice or when a contract is sent, then all we have to do is we have to change this trigger up here. So the trigger right now is invoice status sent. And so we can go into these triggers and we can familiarize ourselves with what are the contract triggers. And so it's under payments, documents and contracts, and then we can add a filter and we can see, we could say, hey, I only want to trigger this for a specific document type. So when it's an estimate or a proposal. I only want to trigger it, we'll go ahead, when it's a certain recipient type, and the recipient is a business user or a contact. We only want to trigger this workflow once the status is completed. The status is sent, signed, viewed. So these are the main contract variables that we can trigger off of, and we can update and move the opportunity of this contract within the pipeline based on these triggers that we see right here, right now. So let's start with send, because that's usually the first one. First we send it, then it's viewed, then it's signed and accepted and completed. So we'll start with sent. And again, if you wanted to filter this down further and say, hey, this is only for the contract of this specific template that we just set up, the My New Template, or I actually want to filter it down even more and say, hey, I only want to trigger it for all the contracts with a value of 1,000, then you could play around with those filters right there. But for now, let's keep it simple. Let's delete that last one. Let's save this trigger. Let's go ahead and delete this other trigger that we had from the template. And what we're going to do now, so once a document is sent from this template, this workflow will trigger and it'll wait 0.3 minutes. If you don't want it to wait 0.3 minutes, just delete it. Then we're going to add a system note. And again, these system notes were built for invoices, so we could easily change this for contracts and just say the contract, what was the My New Contract, or was it My New Template, whatever it was, I don't know how to spell, was sent. And so these system notes, they'll populate in the CRM section pretty much right over here under not tasks, where is it, appointments, documents, but right here under notes. So all those notes will be automatically created and added right there. And it's just an easy way to go into your contacts and into your CRM and find the data that you want to find. So make use of this system noted added note workflow. Then we could add a tag. Instead of invoice sent, the tag would be something like document sent, and we could personalize this as much as we wanted to. We could send an internal app notification saying to yourself, to your team members, whoever wanted to. So again, instead of using these pre-configured kind of templates that HighLevel offers under documents and these settings right here, what we're doing right now is we're replacing this. So you want to have either one of them on. You don't want to have both of them on. So we'll go ahead and toggle these off for this example right here. And I guess we can't toggle this one off, but this is what we're recreating within the workflow section right here right now, is that we're sending an internal app notification to ourselves that the document was sent. Then we could send an internal SMS. And then we could wait. So if you wanted to set up reminders 1 day after, 2 days after, 3 days after to remind them to sign the contract, you could definitely do that from within here as well. You would just set up a time delay and say, hey, I want to wait 1 day. We'll just do wait 1 day. And then after waiting 1 day, I want to send them an SMS or an email reminder saying, hey, please sign this contract. And so that they only receive this if they haven't signed, we'll have to duplicate this workflow over and create a new workflow that removes them from this nurture once they do actually sign. And so while I'm thinking through this, we never actually created the actual action step of sending the contract. And so you wouldn't want to have this trigger and this action step. I'm just kind of flowing right now. But you'll want to make sure that it says that it makes sense, the trigger at the top and the action step at the bottom. So if we go to these action steps and we go back down to the payments section, we can see that we can send documents and contracts. And so this is the actual action step that will actually send the document and contract. So we could say my video editor, CJ, shout out to him, is sending this from him as a user. And this is where we would select the template. And so this is the actual action step that sends this contract, okay? And we would not, this combination of these two action steps, that doesn't make sense. We would not want to have that. So let's say once an opportunity is dragged and dropped into the pipeline stage, send document, then we want to trigger this. For that, we would want to go to opportunities and pipelines, and you would want to add that stage and then set up the trigger correctly. So let's go into the main leads pipeline right here. And let's say between the stages showed and sold, we want to send the contract. I think that makes sense. So for that, we'll just add a stage. We'll call it 6.1 send contract. And then we'll go ahead and just add 6.2 contract viewed. That was a trigger. We can also go ahead and add 6.3 contract. And so I would just went ahead and added the stages contract sent, viewed, signed, and completed. And those are pretty much the statuses that we have up here that we can trigger from. So if it's sent, viewed, signed, accepted, and completed. And now let's change this trigger right here. So we'll go ahead and we'll save this new pipeline with this new flow over here. And when you do saves and changes like that in the one tab and the other tab, you always have to make sure that you refresh the tab so that it pulls in the most up-to-date data. But the main thing that I want to show now is that we need to set up the correct trigger. And so you can trigger the document to be signed and sent from whatever you want. So whether that trigger is you adding a tag, you dragging and dropping the opportunity into a certain pipeline stage, you can. That's completely up to you and what you prefer. So if we go back into this workflow, we can say we want to add the trigger or pretty much delete and replace, because again, we don't want this combination of these two triggers. So we'll go ahead and delete this trigger right here. So we can now add the new trigger, the correct trigger, and we'll go down, or no, we'll just search for opportunity and we'll say opportunity changed. So opportunity is changed in the pipeline, main leads pipeline, and it is the pipeline stage is changed to contract sent. And I'll show you how to actually trigger what we just set up, how to actually trigger this. It's super easy. So we're saying once the opportunity moves from any pipeline stage into that specific pipeline stage, 6.1, that will trigger this workflow that we just set up. So if we dragged and dropped this over here, it would trigger that workflow that we just set up, and it would action those action steps in that workflow, send the document, add the system note, add the tag, send the internal notifications. And so this is extremely powerful and extremely flexible, and I want you guys to understand that. And I think you'll understand it better once we do these following adjustments. So now we have this foundational one of saying, hey, once the opportunity is changed over here, but if you want a new trigger and you want to say, hey, I actually just want to add a tag called send document, then you could set this up right here and add the tag send document, and it would trigger that way. If instead you want to trigger this workflow based off of any of these other triggers, for example, when a note is added, when a task is added, when a call is added, like any of these other things, an email event theoretically could trigger this workflow. So you're very, very flexible, but I think the most logical workflow triggers for here are adding a tag or dragging and dropping the opportunity. And what I want to do now is I want to duplicate, copy this when a contract is sent from right up here. We'll just duplicate this workflow. And instead of when a contract is sent, we'll go ahead and we'll change this to when a contract is viewed. And now we can go into the when a contract is viewed workflow right here. And we can say, we'll use that as a trigger that in the pipeline, mainly it's pipeline, or actually we don't want to use this as a trigger, so we'll delete this. Sorry for the confusion. This is a rather longer video, so if you want to appreciate me for creating these in-depth tutorials and these longer videos, I hope I'm not boring you, then check out the links down below. You can join my free community. Again, I've got free courses that I showed at the beginning of this video in there, and if you want to, you can ask me a question or my team a question in there as well. If you want to sign up for my affiliate link through GoHighLevel and leverage all the things that I offer for GoHighLevel and get cheaper access to my team, you can do that there as well, and you'll get access to my premium community completely for free as well. So if you need any help with GoHighLevel, check out the links down below. We'd love to work with you. But so back to the trigger would be something around document, and then we would say, hey, we've sent it already. So we would say the document status is viewed. So once the document status is viewed of any document or that specific template, we could always filter it further down. Then we'll just go ahead and delete all these actions from here. We could add a system note. We could save some of those actions that I just deleted. But the main thing that I want to really help you guys understand now is that we can change the opportunity status magically and on its own. And we could say, hey, don't create the opportunity, but use this existing opportunity, update it, and move it into the pipeline stage 6.2 viewed, save, boom, and that's done. So all you have to do now is hit publish, and this would work when a contract is viewed. Boom. And now that we have when a contract is viewed, we can easily duplicate this workflow again. We'll just go ahead and create that. And the next step after viewing is signing and accepting. And now we'll do that exact same thing of what I just did. We'll go into this copy when a contract is viewed, and we'll just change this trigger up here, and we'll say, hey, I want to trigger this when the document status is not viewed, but signed and accepted. Then I want to move the opportunity automatically into the stage contract signed. And so you can do that for each and every stage. And you have complete power over setting up internal, external email notifications around this. And so you can completely customize that entire system of document signing, contract signing within HighLevel and be notified, update the opportunities, add internal notes, request payments, do whatever you want within this powerful system. So if you have any questions, just comment them down below. If you enjoyed this video and the effort I put into it, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you want to work with us, again, there's many links down below of different ways how we can work together, and you can benefit from this amazing version of HighLevel with these workflows and automations all pre-built for you, either by becoming my affiliate, either by signing up for my SaaS and transferring your sub account over, or by just working with my team. So we'd love to work with you guys, but I hope you enjoyed this video around HighLevel documents and contracts, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.